allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dan, would you please lead us in a prayer?
Yes. Father, heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank and praise you for the beauty of the weather that you give us. And we thank you that we have freedoms in this country to do the things that we can do. We thank you for this time of celebration. We thank you for this time for discerning the needs of our city. Help us and guide us to make good decisions on behalf of our citizens. In your name we pray.
Amen. Thank you. All right, reading of and approval of the minutes from June 20th and 23rd.
Motion to approve and suspend reading.
Motion by Hack.
Second.
Second by Stern. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, approval of the agenda. Any changes or additions to the agenda?
Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Motion by Pillar.
Second.
Second by Weider. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Give me a second.
Another W in the same spot.
Right. Okay, so first off, talk about the reorganization of the board and portfolio assignments and appointments. Talked to a few of you, and I guess if anybody has any heartburn about things that they want to change, make a change, we sure could do that. But right now, the way things sit, after talking with Casey and Dan and Jason, what you mentioned here before, is that we'd probably keep all the portfolios the same, and then Dustin would pick up the police and fire. And forestry, that's right. Yep. Any thoughts?
I'm good with that.
Good.
I'm good with it.
Okay. Do we do it all in one motion, or should we do this?
We have in the past.
Okay. Nancy was the vice president of the board in the past.
Oh, not that.
What's that?
Not that. I thought you were talking about the other appointments.
Oh, okay. All right. So the other.
So I serve on the HCD on behalf of
Yeah.
the city. I'll continue to do that. I enjoy that.
Okay.
You do it just for the fun of it, right?
Yeah, I've been on there longer than Dan has. I've never gotten appointed, but I'm there when I'm there.
Sure.
And if Dan happens to be gone, or they both ask us or whatever, so it's not like I'm appointed on that from the city.
Okay.
Then on the planning and zoning, I guess, am I on there yet?
Yes, you're still on.
The spots for the next one more besides.
Right.
Okay. Yes.
Yep. I'll clean it up.
Oh, okay.
And then,
Were you interested in ambulance
Okay.
then as well? Nancy had served on the ambulance board. And that's purely voluntary. It constitutes some additional meetings and stuff when their group meets. And I don't know what
They
those
generally
things-
meet one Monday, there's the fourth Monday of the month or something like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't think there's any other.
What else are we missing?
Any other concerns on the other appointments? Fire chief, police chief, auditor, assessor?
You can't leave.
No, I'll do.
I don't think there's any changes that
Then
be
you can
addressed
just do a
tonight.
blanket motion to approve these.
Okay, take a motion to approve all these portfolios and assignments.
So moved.
A motion by Pillar,
Second.
second by Hack. Discussion. Roll call.
Hiller.
Aye.
Hack.
Aye.
Stern.
Aye.
Weider.
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye. Motion carried.
Now you can.
Now we'll talk about vice president. Yeah. So, Nancy was vice president, and so she's off. I talked to Casey today about filling in that spot. He has the second most experience here, and he declined, and Mr. Pillar said he would step up and do that if anybody has any issues, unless somebody else wants that spot. Basically, all it means is that when I'm not here, you run the meeting. So
You get to sit in the middle chair.
you can sit wherever you want. I don't, does Nancy sit here when I'm gone?
Sometimes.
Okay. All right. Again, unless Dustin, you want it, or Jason, do you?
All right, Dan.
Okay.
Should be a motion to nominate and unanimously.
I make a motion that we nominate Dan Pillar for vice president of our board.
Okay, a motion by Hack,
Second.
second by Weidrich. Discussion. Roll call.
Hack.
Aye.
Weidrich.
Aye.
Stern.
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye. Motion carried. And then, when I couldn't make it to sign checks, Nancy always did that for us, and we only had one designee to do that, so.
Well, there's three people, myself, Nancy, and you were designated signers for the accounts.
Yeah,
So do you want to do three again, or do you want to do?
I think it'd be, yeah, 'cause I can't always be there for payroll or checks, so.
So then we'll need a motion if you're doing Dan to have him as a designated signer so I can take it to the bank.
Need a motion for that, please.
Make a motion to nominate Dan to sign checks.
Motion by Weidrich,
Second.
second by Stern. Discussion. Need a roll call again? Roll call.
Weidrich. Aye. Stern.
Aye.
Hack.
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye. Motion carried.
You can just let me know when you've got that over there, and then I'll swing in sometime.
Okay.
And that should be the end of the reorganization.
Do all the reorganization.
All right. 5A, engineers report. Everybody get a copy?
Yeah, basically, there's no action for the board at this time unless, the only action that I would be seeking would be your approval of the engineer's report. And then, so we can do the notice as far as the resolution of necessity to do that alley behind West River Telephone. Once we do the resolution, it's published, they have 30 days to object to the project, and then we would go from there. Now, I don't know when they're looking at any of this work being done, to be perfectly honest. Their lot's kind of underwater right now, so.
I think it would behoove us to stay ahead of it, so.
So basically, you'd be approving the resolution, approving the engineer's plan specs and estimates, as well as the resolution of necessity for the Improvement Project District 2022-01.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Motion by Stern,
I'll second it.
and second by Pillar. Discussion. Roll call.
Stern.
Aye.
Pillar.
Aye.
Hack.
Aye.
Weidrich.
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye. Motion carried.
That's all I have under the engineers. We did have a complaint about the dust up there, but DN Tanks did run their water trailer up and down toward the end of the day.
With their little water stream.
Yeah.
How has and I know I talked to you about, about the road conditions or.
Yeah, we bladed that after I talked to you,
Okay. I didn't know if there was any extra added.
and that'll be bladed, I believe, by 10 when the project is done or getting
Okay.
close.
Okay.
I drove there Friday night, it wasn't too bad.
Well, I know that road going up to Hishlands there is if they've been watering that one will take a little bit more water than what they're doing, but I don't know if they're obligated to do that entire road coming down to Divide.
I think they are.
It should be because.
If they are,
They're
then
using the full road.
in our meeting, if we're having it tomorrow, we'll want to just bring it up that they'll want to put a little bit more down there. We went up to Hirschland's the other day and it was, my wife said, I thought you said they were watering this.
Well, it's
So
not,
they are.
yeah, they are, it's not
You know,
wet. It's
they,
not-
they certainly can make an argument that they're doing it. I'm sure I've seen the water truck go up and down, but if you're gonna do dust control, that's not.
Mhm.
They were pretty busy on Friday there, that was when they did the pour for the floor or whatever, I think they were running a cement truck after about maybe 13 minutes. And the whole crew was working concrete, so they
Yeah.
didn't have anybody to spare, I think.
Yeah, and I get
For
it.
watering or whatever.
Yeah, they only watered it at the end.
At the end, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're making an effort, but
Right.
It's not-
When I talked to Terry Meyerhoff on Friday night, and he didn't have any issues with dust on that road there. All right. Down to 6A.
St. Martin's annual raffle with their fall dinner for fundraising.
Motion approved.
Motion by Hack,
Second.
second by Stern. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Motion carried. All right, 7A. We have proposed revisions of animal and fowl ordinance.
Went through this again on Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday with Chief Wolf, made a couple other changes. I did have an email from Pat this morning. He would like a little more time because he doesn't want to tie the judges, the court's hands too much, so he's looking at some other alternatives, bark collars, those types of things that could be ordered as part of a sentence, so. Okay. So I guess we'll hear from him and we'll just put it back on the next agenda.
Monty, where does it talk about restitution for like the dog tax on a dog?
It would be way back in the penalty portion. We just updated that as part of the changes that we made. Penalties. Oh, maybe I didn't incorporate that.
I thought it was, I guess, the $25 up to, I guess, 1,500.
1,500.
Right. I remember
For
seeing it
restitution?
before.
No, that would be
No,
the penalty. Restitution would be the actual expenses.
Okay.
I guess I don't have it in the one that I printed. here.
I'm looking at penalties 13.0214, and I don't see it there, so.
We did put in an exception for the limit on the number of animals.
Mhm.
So if they're actually doing work for a rescue place, they can request a permit to have more. Under penalties, section 1, order payment of restitution pursuant to NDCC.
Oh, there it is. So, okay.
and that's a good way to do it. Then when they make changes, you don't have to keep up with the changes.
Okay, so Pat would like a little bit more time, so assume the next meeting would bring it back.
So I just got one question on a change in there. It said something about if the dog is on the owner's, I guess, like property, won't be deemed, I guess, a vicious dog.
Just protecting.
Everything,
Yeah.
everything that we found in any other ordinance and statute is if they're on their own property, basically they can have the right to protect it. So if you go onto their property,
So then like on the, I guess, like driveway, sidewalk, would that be
Well,
their property or?
sidewalk, the boulevard wouldn't be included in the property because most people's property lines are actually behind the boulevard, so.
Some are though, some type of
Yeah, it
property.
would depend on where their property is. If they're on their property, whether it's on this side of the sidewalk or that side of the sidewalk, so long as they're on their property, they have the right to protect it, is my understanding, from everything I've read. That'd be something I can visit with Pat about too, as he's looking at stuff.
I don't know if that was, if we had a situation, would that get a little murkish?
We could,
But, yeah, possibly.
yeah,
Any situation can get real.
Right.
I mean, let's just say that the mail, the mail, I guess, person, who sort of drop off some mail,
Right,
Right.
yeah.
UPS, whatever.
Yeah.
Utility easements are the same way though. We're in other people's backyards constantly, which they build a fence over the top of the utility easement, which I don't like. It makes it a real pain for all the utility companies, especially the ones that lock their back gates. And we have to get in there. Then we have to put a ladder up over the fence to get in there. So that's a safety issue for us then too. But it's the same way though, we go in their backyard, technically their backyard,
Yeah,
we gotta watch out for their dog, and it is a pain, but I get it, the dog's protecting his property.
well, that latest one with Tchaikovsky's, the dog was chained up, broke the chain.
There's still a hearing pending on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's great.
But yeah, I'll visit with Pat and I'll make sure that we got that covered.
All right. All right, moving down to the condemnations on 8A. Pull that up here.
Again, Pat had emailed and included in his email this morning was some concerns about some of this wording, so he wanted more time to review these before we move forward on them.
The condemnations?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure that we've got all of our bases covered, basically.
Thank you for adding the addresses, because I felt like I was at the coffee table, it was just mentioning the names of the places.
Is Lauren getting inside these buildings too at all? Or is it just kind of poking?
Not at this point, no. I think that's one of the attorney's concerns.
It feels like it's not extensive enough of a review for, I agree, I don't like what it looks like, but
We did get a written proposal or plan regarding the duplex by the elementary school as to how they are going to repair it. Lauren was still reviewing that, so I haven't scheduled that for demolition. I am working with Slatton Excavating as far as the one on 4th Avenue Northwest, since that was not addressed in the time frame. So hopefully within the week or early next week, we can get him up here to take care of that. I honestly didn't go by to see if the garage is gone this weekend.
still there Friday night.
Yeah, Friday was still up on the timbers or whatever.
So,
But the week before, they had it's been on those timbers and everything for a week already.
oh yeah, it's been jacked up for almost a month.
Yeah, it's on timbers, but boy, they're wide and beams they got it all done fitting on the street.
Be interesting.
They stick way out past the garage walls. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, moving down to 8B then, the condemnation on 320 7th Avenue.
Again, similar situation, definitely like some additional information on it. I know that tarp has been on that roof for years already. I mean, you look on Google Earth, it's already on there when you go back into some of the history. there is an occupant living in there, so we'll try to get in there and get a better look at it.
And they own the lot to the south of it as well, don't they?
Yeah, they own, there's basically
That's the
2
worst.
lots there as well.
Altogether, it'd be a really nice place to build if we needed to.
Okay. We'll bring these back in the next meeting. Okay, well, done reports. 9A, water sewer.
Okay, we have scheduled, organization coming in to do some inspections and some repairs on some manholes and lift station type stuff. And so, while they're here, we're gonna be asking them to take a look at some additional items. So we may have, some additional activity for them to do depending on what they find in reports to us while they're here. The position for the water position within the city has been posted, and we will be moving forward to set up interviews with the candidates that have put in. And then we'll be making our decision recommendation to the board, and we'll vote on that at a future time. So we'll try to do that as expeditiously as possible. Other than that, I think we're all right. It was mentioned that we might want to take a look at the manhole over there by Cenex after a holiday weekend here. Maybe even the one over by, well, I don't know, that
Chief
sort of
Erie's.
has where you can drop there, just at Cenex, right?
Yeah, you can probably pull the one by Tom Beery's down there too.
Yeah, we've been monitoring that one fairly close.
No.
They actually sucked that one out on Friday.
And we did move forward with the repair of the power cable for that lift station that had failed on Memorial Day weekend. And we wanted to make sure that we were meeting the deadline before the prices went up. So I asked Monty to go ahead and move forward. Did we have a dollar amount that I needed to present for tonight to just get the official? $3,500. So I'm going to make a motion then for $3,500 for the parts and repair for that. And what we're going to do from a time standpoint is we're going to have it performed when they're doing their routine tour through the area, so we don't get added mileage and everything like that, an extra trip. So the repair that they made temporarily is sufficient to carry us until a normally scheduled visit. So the motion would be for $3,500 for the repair of that lift station.
Okay, we have a motion by Pillar,
Second.
second by Hack. Discussion. Roll call.
Pillar,
Aye.
Hack,
Aye.
Stern,
Aye.
Weider,
Aye.
Obenauer.
Aye. Motion carried. Anything else, Deb?
Nope, that's it.
Thank you. Streets, cemetery.
We've been working our normal routine, haven't heard a lot from Dave, no news, good news. One thing I forgot to mention last meeting that I wrote down so I won't forget. Talked to Ben Moore. He's a city employee that sprays for us outside of Blinsky. And that's been a few weeks ago. I pulled up, he was refilling the container. I was curious how the cab gator was working, and everything was working great. And he brought up about someone else possibly spraying. And I said, well, as far as I'm concerned, you're doing a bang-up job. He mentioned hot days. We talked about maybe starting early, starting later, working his normal hour shift. But, leaving that in. I don't know if he's talked to you about it anymore.
We visited a little bit about that.
I just said, Ben, we discussed, like one bidder for our city spraying, and that was Blinsky. And then we talked about how long is Dave going to be? How long is he going to be doing that, before he retires? We chatted more. There's a lot of area that, we have to cover, and chemical cost and so on and so forth. So I've been kind of thinking about that in preparation of when he or may retire. Don't know if Monty has heard anything, Dave, I don't know if so I don't know if it's something we just keep thinking about. Do we want to tackle that all ourselves? That's a lot of extra, Dave, isn't it?
That's all.
Quite a bit extra. But the conversation was just had been because he said to keep his applicator license and get somebody new going again. It's just, and I asked him if anybody else was interested, and he said no. And I just reassured him that he was doing a bang up job, and I think that's what he was looking for. Just reassurance of, hey, how am I doing? Is there any complaints? It's no. So again, just kind of keep thinking about it in the future, whenever that may be. Because I was shocked that Nelson's didn't get it from Beulah this year. He brought up the gal from Center potentially. So we've got some other options down the road if that bridge is crossed. So other than that, you don't have anything.
No. Mike's been painting, so we're
The other
getting a little
thing,
bit ahead on the painting. We
Yep.
started a little earlier this year to just stay ahead of the game.
we got our part. I'm assuming we got our shaft for our.
Yes.
That was another thing that I was wondering about, parts. We had a PTO shaft limo with our big mower and back order stuff.
Even one of our small mowers I needed a part for, and that took over a week for just the simple seal.
So
Parts availability and getting them delivered, if you can find them, is just crazy.
if anybody was questioning, because that's first, Jerry asked me and then I talked to Dave about us using our small mower in the ditches. I answered the question. So
Who's doing the hay? Who's trying to hay up there between the dog park and the
Mike Lemire paid that.
so you go come pick the rest of it up,
I
or
believe he
does
is.
we got mow it like the way it is now?
Yeah, I'll double check. He was having baler trouble and those were some.
I know he rebaled the stuff up there.
By the dog park?
Yes,
Oh,
that is rebaled.
okay.
I don't know if that happened over the weekend.
Yeah.
I saw some small bales laying out there. I didn't look to see if it was
It was
all
rebaled.
complete. Okay.
But then I did notice coming in, I didn't know he cut one swath past the RV park up to the creek. I'm
I
assuming that
thought he
was
was gonna mow and he wanted to hay along the lagoon fence.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
not that
so-
area, that's our frontage or whatever. He
just
was gonna take
just
care of that.
remind him if he's not gonna bail the rest of it, because it looked like he had a bale or two that didn't twine right,
Okay,
just to, and then if we can get it picked up, so then we can mow that area, so. Because he just cut it with a sickle blade and then raked it and painted it, so.
Okay.
And David talked to me about it, and, so, we kind of had a deadline of when he did, to get it done and off, and so.
Well, I thought it was a good idea to hay it, but it's, whoever the poor son of a gun was that had the, you could tell they're having some issues with the equipment.
And that's all I have at this time.
Thank you. Dave, anything else?
no,
Casey? Finance?
No,
Okay. Assuming you have anything right now?
have nothing there.
Buster's not here, and I'm good. All right, moving down to 11A, lift station 1 repairs.
It's already been covered.
Basically, not taken care of already, so, yep. All right. Down to 13, public comment, there's no one here, so I think we're good there. Anything else? Approval of bills, please.
Motion to approve the bills as presented.
Okay, motion by Pillar,
Second.
second by Stern, discussion? Roll call.
Pillar. Aye. Stern.
Aye.
Hack.
I
Weider. Aye. Omenauer.
Aye, motion carried, meeting adjourned.